have Petraida Paul from the African Union Youth Envoy Office. Also, we have a good honor to have representative from UNFPA, and also be having panelists from youth organizations such as Tanzania Youth Vision Association, Mr. Yusuf Wango, I see he have joined. And also we have Mr. Arafat Bakir from International Youth Foundation. And also we have Irene Shongoma from Global Peace Foundation, and I hope very soon others will be joining as well. Starting to this session, I would like to welcome you all, and may we have please a very good time to welcome our special guest, our keynote speaker, Ms. Petraida Paul from the African Union Youth Envoy Office, so that she can provide an opening remark in this session. Ms. Petraida Paul, please welcome, and we have a great honor to have you in this session. Petraida.
Thank you so much. Sorry, I was muted actually. I'm delighted to be part of this session to mark the commemoration of International Youth Day, and it's been a pleasure to join everyone today who's here to discuss the topic around how best young people can be part of delivering the global goals. As Joseph you've already introduced me, my name is Petraida Paul, and I'm the African Union Youth Advisory Council under the Special Envoy on Youth. And ideally, I would like to just seize this moment to urge everyone to actually utilize this dialogue to be part of informing different policy structures on how best young people can develop tangible solutions to drive change towards the global goals delivery, because we are very much aware that 2030 is just around the corner, and the young people comprise of the big population, not only in Africa, but across the world. And it's actually up to us. And International Youth Day is all about us. It's time to have fun, but also have fun in a positive environment, have fun in an engaging environment whereby you are taking part of that leadership process within your community and within a bigger level from different agencies. I'm really, really delighted to see so many youth organizations, institutions coming together to host this session to be able to inform other young people on different thematic focuses and different topics of discussions. I'm aware that we have a great lineup of speakers ahead, and I would really, really urge everyone to utilize this moment to actually interact creatively with the speakers on how best they can inform their several activities that they're doing. But also just to a piece of small advice as I step aside is we do have a support for this activity from the African Union Youth Level Office of the Youth Envoy. We are happy to take up any recommendations, any outcome reports that will be out of this key interactive dialogue, and something that we can see how best we can inform our activities also at the African Union level, but at the regional level and coming back to the national level in Tanzania. Thank you, Joseph.
Thank you very much, Petraida, for this a very, very great remark. And we are happy that the African Union, through the Youth Envoy Office, through you, Petraida, will be also having an opportunity to get what young people are discussing this in this session. So young people that have been joining this session, just feel free to, and be comfortable, because our voices won't be only won't be ending in this platform, but also be taken by different people that are attending this session, so that we get to raise up our voices and make sure that we are participating in different issues, so that our position as young people is seen in the globe. I would like now to take this opportunity to welcome Mr. Majaliwa from UNFPA. Majaliwa, are you with us? Can you please welcome and share with us what are you doing, and especially from UNFPA, and especially how it contributes to make sure that young people are engaged, are concerned in issues of in the achievement of global goals. Mr. Majaliwa, I'm told Majaliwa is not with us. Okay, so I would love to move to our first presenter, Mr. Goodluck William from UNA, Tanzania. Mr. Goodluck, we understand that UNA has been doing a lot of works on advocating youth involvement, engagement, decision making, and in issues of economy. So can you please share with us how do you think young people can be engaged to make sure that we achieve the global goals, especially in the aspect of the economy? Mr. Godfrey, welcome. Good luck, welcome.
Okay, my name is Goodluck William, not Godfrey. And I'm working with United Nations Association of Tanzania. As you said earlier, that we are working to seek youth participation in the whole process of the Sustainable Development Goals, but particularly on decision-making processes, but also in livelihood activities. So far we have been engaged the youth from across Tanzania mainland, but also Tanzania Zanzibar, to see how they can actively be engaged in the decision-making processes and in a livelihood processes. So we have been giving capacity building, strengthening and capacity building sessions to most of youth, and through our accelerating youth participation in decision-making process and livelihood programs, we have reached more than 3,000 youth across Tanzania. And mainly what we do is we capacitate them on livelihood programs, for example, on financial literacy, self-awareness, so to see how they can contribute, for example, particularly on Goal 8 on decent work and economic growth. So that I can say in a nutshell what we have been doing so far. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Goodluck, for sharing with us what you are doing. So possibly can you tell us more, especially on how your work focused to make sure that young people are engaged in economically, being it to be directly through your programs or through advocating for creation of better environment for young people in Tanzania. So can you tell us more about that?
Okay, so maybe I think I should start a bit far so that for the people to understand. So the Sustainable Development Goals includes economic aspect. That's why even their classification include three main categories. There's a social aspect, there's economic aspect, and environmental aspect. So that's first. But second, in recognition of youth potential in development processes, the United Nations passed the UN Youth Strategy 2030 with the objective of seeing active participation of youth people in the implementation, monitoring, and review of the Sustainable Development Goals. So one of priority areas within the strategy is to see how youth are empowered economically. So the United Nations is supporting member states in different ways. For example, when it comes to policy making and strategies making, there is, for example, the Sustainable Development Goals, which act as a framework which member states have to obey and to seek the mainstreaming of the goals in their national plans. So from there, you can see even, for example, goal number 8, which is on decent work and economic growth, is trying to see how policy of different nations, I mean the UN member states, mainstreaming the economic growth, the economic inclusivity of all people, including the youth. So in our context, for example, Tanzania, the main plan which is driving us until now, it's National 5-Year Development Plan 2, 2016-17 to 2021. So through the plan, one of objective is to accelerate the broad-based and economic inclusivity, which include the young people. So what the government is doing to achieve that objective is the strategy of local economic development, which is included in the National 5-Year Development Plan 2. And from 2018, if I'm not mistaken, from the Finance Act, which has passed the, it was amendment of Finance Act, which included the requirement of all local government authorities to set aside the 10% of revenue and to to give free loans, free interest loans to youth, women, and people with disability, so as to seek the economic growth of youth people, plus the other two groups which I've just mentioned. So, for example, UNA Tanzania, we are working on accelerating the youth participation, not only in decision making, but also in livelihood programs by organizing 21 youth organization clusters and capacitate them on entrepreneurship skills, plus financial literacy and self-awareness, to see how they can bring that knowledge to young people all over the country, so that young people can be able to apply the loans which are given by the local government authorities in their respective areas. Apart from that, of course, I can add, I think there's other 2 or 3 opportunities, economic opportunities for youth. For example, the National Economic Empowerment Council is giving, I think, more than 30 economic opportunities fund for youth. And also there's the youth development funds, which are found in the Prime Minister's office, labor, employment, and youth, plus people with disabilities. So as UNA, we make sure that youth, both from urban and rural areas, are well engaged and are well informed about this kind of economic opportunities, so that they can contribute to the Sustainable Development Goals, particularly on Goal 1, which is on ending poverty, Goal number 2 on zero hunger, 8 itself on decent work and economic growth, but also on all goals which set by the United Nations. So yeah, that I can say in a nutshell. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Goodluck, William, for this very, very nice presentation. And I hope many participants have got something to learn from that, and possibly they will have some questions later. Dear participants, feel free to ask questions, use the chat box to write any question or any observation, any contribution, and we'll read them in the coming time. There will be some an opportunity for Q&A session for asking questions later. But now I would love to welcome Mr. Yusuf Bwango from Tanzania Youth Vision Association. He will be Yusuf Bwango, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here. I think I was muted there.
Okay, fine. Sorry for that. Welcome. We'd love to hear from you about the youth and civic engagement, especially in achieving the global goals by 2030. What do you think about that? And can you please show your ideas for just only 6 minutes, please?
Okay, 6 minutes. Okay. But by the way, my name's Yusuf Swaleh Bwango. I'm from Tanzania Youth Vision Association, youth-led based organization, which is much working on the policy advocacy in Tanzania. And one amongst our key focus area, according to our TAAYFO strategic intervention from our strategic plan, it much speaks on civic engagement. And for the past 20 years since the establishment of our TAAYFO, a lot of things that have been done to make sure that we, in one way or another, we try to implement the global goals. As we know, this is the second one, because we started from the Millennium Development Goals, as known as MDGs, from 2000 to 2015. And then from September 2015 to 2030, we have these new global goals or global agenda, which are much speaking of 17 goals. Also speaking on what TAAYFO has been doing in implementation of or in contributing to achieve the global goals. As from our vision of the organization, our vision speaks from the speaking on to see free, justice, and democratic society, where we want to see there is effective and youth participation decision making. In connecting with the current global goals, we see that the agenda of peace, justice, and stuff like that one, you can find they've been addressed much on the goal number 16 of the Sustainable Development Goals. I think I need to show the slide, if you will allow me, so as I can go deeper on what TAAYFO has been doing in achieving the global goals in the context of Tanzania Youth Vision Association. So I think, Malekela, I need to share the slide, if you will allow me, so as I can continue. Or are you with me, Malekela? Hello? Yes, ready. I want you to allow me to share the slides, because I have the slide.
Sure. You have that access now.
Okay, thank you.
You have that access now, please.
Okay. No, host disabled participant to share screen. Not yet. Okay, but by the way, while you're trying to allow, okay, now it's here. I see it. So speaking of the TAAYFO contribution in achieving the global goals, we have the thematic areas specific on civic engagement, and for the past 20 years, TAAYFO has been doing a lot of stuff around civic engagement, and one among them is through their project and activities, and which in one way or another they try to contribute in policy formulation in Tanzania, because as we know that we speak of the global goals or global agendas, but in our way, or TAAYFO, we try to domesticate the global goals in our local context or in our local level. So TAAYFO have been doing a lot in achieving the global goal through the project and activities that are much highlighted through the civic education and good governance. For instance, since 2014, we have been doing a program with our implementing partners known as Action Aid Tanzania, where we tried in engagement young people in constitution making process back then. As you remember, one among the area that speaks on rights of citizens, how country has to be led, and a lot of intervention within the country is around the constitution. So TYVA, through the area of youth engagement and governance and accountability, since 2014, we've been trying to engage young people, collecting youth perspective or youth views to address it to the youth consortium, whereby a lot of youth NGOs have been made or has been joined by the TYVA to make sure that we try to incorporate youth ideas and youth agendas in the constitutional making processes. And one among the success that this process or this project has been brought to, that having the act of the establishing the National Youth Council. So in this area of civic engagement, TYVA, one among the achievement is the contribution of policy formulation, but also contribution of taking youth matters in the constitution. As we see now, we have the act of the establishing National Youth Council, whereby in 2015 has been signed by the former President Jakaya Mrisho Kikwete and stuff like that one. Not only that, but also we've been trying to capacitate young people to know their rights, like constitutional rights and stuff like that one. And not only rights, but also responsibilities. As we know that every right goes along with responsibilities. Like we need to train young people, we need to capacitate young people to know what has to be done by the young people in the contribution of their own economy or addressing their stuff. So through these areas, we did a lot of things to make sure that young people are being capacitated civically through conducting various trainings and capacity building on the area of civic engagement and stuff like that. And one among the areas that TYB had doing much on these issues is through the program called the Dira Dialogue. Dira Dialogue is a platform whereby young people, regardless their political affiliation and other backgrounds, are meeting together, discussing a lot of matters civically, regardless their political affiliation and stuff like that one. So through this area of civic engagement, also TYVA has been pinpointing a lot of issues, addressing a lot of matters through the Dira Dialogue, whereby a lot of youth from different backgrounds are meeting together so as to share their views. But not only sharing, discussing issues is one thing, but also collecting what youth demands and taking them to the decision makers is another stuff. So through that also, we always try to engage with the parliamentary youth caucus. And luckily enough, we have the memorandum of understanding of working with young people, and they've been consulting TYVA through getting a lot of issues and addressing them to the United Republic of Tanzania Parliament. So through the area of civic engagement, TYVA has been doing a lot on the constitutional making processes, but also contributing a lot of things in civic participation. But also, we had a program called Youth Employment Initiative. We know that global goals, now we have 17 goals, and one among these goals are decent work and economic growth. Through our program known as Youth Employment Initiative in Dar es Salaam, TYB have been doing a lot of stuff specific on engaging young people civically to access youth development funds from the municipality, but also from the Ministry of Youth and stuff like that one. So this program, we're not doing it alone, but we're doing this program with our other implementing partners, such as Youth for Africa, Open Mind Tanzania, Forum for International Cooperation, and us TYVA. And every implementing partner has its own area of operating. Us TYVA, our area is basically on the advocacy, and one among the areas that we did, as I mentioned earlier, or pinpointed earlier, is around the advocacy on the youth development funds. And now, specific on that area, we're trying to conduct a lot of advocacy stuff to make sure that we have a common guideline whereby young people can access these funds easier. As we know that we already have these acts or regulations whereby has been passed by the parliament to allow or to demand each municipalities to at least allocate 4% for young people to access this fund for their own economical benefits. But we have the challenge, for instance, here in Dar es Salaam, each municipalities or each municipal has its own guidelines to make sure that young people are accessing. For instance, when you go to Temeke, you'll find out that one among the criteria that young people need to access these funds, you have to be in a group of not less than 5, but also you have to go and pay the subscription, like getting forms and stuff like that one. But in other municipals here in Dar es Salaam, things are very different. So we're trying to do advocacy in this area to make sure that we have a common guideline specific on that area. So connecting that with the sustainable development goals, the area of decent work and economic growth has been addressed much through that program. But also around the area of education, quality education, 2IVA through our program called Girls Right, that we've been doing.
Wango, you have only 1 minute to finalize.
Okay, to finalize. Okay, thank you. So speaking of that, what 2IVA has been achieving so much in the area of civic engagement. One, we've been contributing a lot to the policy formulation. For instance, now we have this a thing called National Youth Council Act. We are very delighted to say that 2IVA has been one among the champion with other youth NGOs to make sure that we get the act now. So we're just waiting for the implementation of this. But also 2IVA has been a youth hub for leadership through the number of people who have been passed by 2IVA, and now we see them in the decision-making bodies, such as member of parliament, people with in corporate and other youth or non-governmental organizations. So we are very, very happy to say that around the area of civic engagement, 2IVA has been contributing much in 2 areas. First, policy formulation, but second one is to make sure that it's going to be a youth hub for leadership in Tanzania. So thank you. But also, okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Yusuf Wango, for sharing with us your experience. And actually, you are doing a very, very good work. We highly appreciate that. So I would like to take this opportunity to thank you all who have participated in this session as well, and reminding you can engage in this session by asking questions in the chat box, sharing your contribution into your ideas, but as well there will be a slot of time to engage, to ask you questions and to make your contribution after one more speaker. Now I would love to welcome Jennifer Kayombo. We know that you're coming from Afrian and you are doing a lot of things on the aspect of health. Can you please share with us on how do you do and what do you think that youth can do, especially in making sure that we achieve the global goals by 2030? Jennifer Kayombo, please welcome and have a floor. Hello, I can hear you. Can you please proceed? We can just hear you. We can hear you. Jennifer, tunakusikia kwa mbali sana. Please raise up more voice of you. Tunakusikia kwa mbali sana.
Remove my phones. My name is Jennifer Kayombo. I'm from African Youth Network on Population and Development. This is the network of young people, by young people, doing work for young people. In Afrin, we normally train, conduct capacity buildings, but also conduct advocacy activities specific on issues like SRHR, including HIV and AIDS, but also concerning gender-based violence, but also economic empowerment. So we normally work close with the government together with local organizations that are performing great work at the local level. And now we have been established in more than 7 regions in Tanzania, including Zanzibar. Malekela? Or should I proceed? Okay, so with the International Youth Day, with the theme of Youth for Global Action, as African, we believe that youth engagement is not, it's not only because we need to engage young people, but because young people, we are at the better position to present our own interests and our own needs. I think it's highly time people should not make decisions on our behalf, especially when they affect or at some point they are going to involve our own issues. That's why with 2020 theme, as young people, we don't only need to speak up, but also to actively act on this theme. So I believe there are some people, especially at national level, who are scared of involving young people. We can hear some rumors, sometimes people telling that young people cannot be believed, they cannot be trusted and all that. But I think it's highly time for people to think otherwise and believe that engaging young people, it involves a win-win situation, because when you involve young people, you are giving them position to get the, to continue learning more, to get more knowledge, to get more skills, especially when it comes to work. But also as adults, they also they become in a better position to understand what young people need, what are the young people's interests and all that. So I think to achieve Agenda 2030, especially when it comes to goal number 3, good health and well-being, in which as African, that is our greatest goal that we have been working on. I think we need to ensure there's health, lives, and well-being. And as young people, we are all here today because we have good health. I know there are people who wish to be here with us today, but they could not make it because they don't have their good health. Or at the moment that we are talking right now, there's a young person in the village right now who is dying because of having unsafe abortion. There's a young person who's right now who is in 12 years age who is getting unintended pregnancy or a teenage pregnancy. And there are some people in a certain society right now, they're circumcising or they're conducting female genital mutilation. So you can see all of this, they affect directly young people, specific or especially young girls and young women, to conduct their daily or to continue living their better life. So this risks their health. I think when you look at the target of goal number 13, it's talking about reducing maternal mortality. And we know that we are still having a lot of number of teenage pregnancies in our country. For example, in Tanzania, in our last statistic that was provided by TCDS, it said that we have like 27% of young girls that who are the teenage prevalence rate is 27% for young girls. But also this goal, one of the target of this goal is to end epidemics like HIV. You can see when you follow the TACAIDS reports, daily reports, they argue that young people, especially young girls, they're the one who are highly affected with the new HIV infection. So you can see this is a problem, and young people cannot really engage if they are not really in good health or in a when they're in a well-being. So I think with this theme, and as young people, we should stop telling people to engage us. Like, we should stop advocating for people to engage us, rather than starting telling them how they should engage us. I think that's the most important thing that we should continue advocating about, or we should continue talking about. We always talk about engagement, youth engagement, but we don't tell these people how they should engage us. And for today, I would like to talk about that, on how I believe or I think that young people should be engaged concerning their own issue or in accelerating for development at the community. First of all, I think it's so very important as young people and especially as Tanzanians to have a youth council. A youth council is going to be a platform for young people, by young people talking and adhere or accelerating issues concerning young people. So, I think a youth council is going to be a very, very great platform to talk about our issues, to talk about solution concerning our issue, and it will be a platform that is going to be trusted by a lot of people, including the government, CSOs, UN agencies, and international agencies. So I think with this theme of this year, we need to continue advocating for youth council, and that is how are we going to be effectively engaged. But also another thing, I think we need to advocate for youth saving boards. We need to be engaged through those boards. We have a lot of international organizations. We have a lot of organizations. They need to continue creating volunteering position or youth boards, which are going to advise them on programs, on projects, on how they should be created, how they should be implemented in order to serve the interests and needs of young people. The last thing I'm going to talk about is we need to continue creating mentorship programs or on how to, or to capacitate young people to start and initiate programs which are going to help their fellow young people or their peers. We know that a lot of times we are being engaged at the end of programs or projects, but we lack the element of young people to be engaged from the start of creating or brainstorming of the programs or projects that are going to implement to help young people. So I think it's highly time to mentor young people, because we are saying that young people don't have enough skills or technical skills to do that. So I think it's highly time we engage them, mentor them, so that they could start initiatives which help them to serve their own interests and their own needs.
Thank you very much, Jennifer, for the very, very nice presentation. Now we're going to have a short break, and I'll be sharing a video. Our fellow people from Salama Foundation have. Okay, thank you. Share screen. I've prepared a short video for us, so please may you check this. Daddy, the place. Nice kid. Nice kid. Nice kid. Thank you very much for sorry for the short inconvenience. We'll play that video later on. Some people have claimed that you was not sharing the voice, but I hope some things will be well in the few minutes later. So at this time, first, I appreciate that for our previous speakers for the nice presentation, and also I appreciate the participation of some people here. Starting with Mr. Kala Jeremia, very famous artist in Tanzania. Thank you for joining with us. Mr. Pasco Masalu, I see you also. Thank you for joining with us, and many others. I hope you'll get time to contribute and speak later. I want to provide this guideline for the engagement. During the Q&A session, during the open floor session, anyone who love to contribute or to ask a question will raise hand. Will raise hand, then you get an opportunity to contribute. But so far, now I would love to finalize the remaining presentation so that we get enough time to discuss and to contribute and to share our ideas directly. So I would love to welcome the next speaker, Mr. Arafat Bakir from International Youth Foundation. Please welcome, and you have 6 minutes to share with us what you have. Please observe time. And also after then, we'll finalize our next two presenters. Then we have an open floor discussion. Thank you for your patience, and please keep calm. A lot of things, good things coming. Mr. Arafat, welcome.
Thank you, Malekela. I do appreciate to participate on this virtual youth dialogue for today. And I'll kindly request the host to provide me access to share the screen. Thank you. So my name is Arafat Lesheve. I'm the Youth Engagement Officer at International Youth Foundation. So currently, as AAYFO, we work in terms of looking forward and working with young people. So for instance, like AAYFO is an international youth organization which basically has an office from almost like 30 countries. And what we work is we're working on the approach of system change approach, whereby we equip young people with skills. We also equip young people in terms of life skills. We also provide young people in terms of platform where they can share their voice, practice their technical skills, but also we're providing these young people like ongoing mentorship through education system. So as we say that AAYFO is almost like 30 years now since it's been established, and I believe the success of life is secured by learning skills, and also we are looking forward in terms of providing young people with livelihood programming, or how can we equip these young people to achieve the SDGs by being them equipped. So our mission is to connect young people with the opportunities to transform their lives. And coming back now to attention of my topic that I will be going through in terms of education. So as AAYFO, we are an organization that we are building or strengthening the institutions through system change approach. but we currently now are focusing on education sector, whereby linking to the global goals SDG 4, it aims to ensure inclusive, equitable, quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. So, and also you can see that one of the indicators for this SDG is to ensure access, equal access for all women and men to affordable and quality technical, vocational, and tertiary education, including university. So this is where now AAYF has invested a lot in terms of working with the TVET institution just to reduce the barriers to skills development and technical and vocational education and training. So we see that education is a key, we can call it as a key for the life. So why do we call it key for life is because any young person who building is fully equipped in terms of skills and education, he or she is enable them to be empowered and achieve to reach out in terms of self-employed or maybe being employed in a different sectors angle. So if we don't equip these young people with quality and giving them access to education, then we totally destroy their life. And when we are talking about education, we are also taking education like technical skills, but also soft skills. So what do we bring to these young people? We bring the effectiveness. Now we are talking about the proven results, tailored program and strategies. We're also talking about reducing the dropout rate to students. Because if we don't maintain the dropout rate for the student, then we likely not having a lot of bunch of young people going through the education system or building, giving the skills. And also bringing the experience in terms of our AAYF, we have almost 30 years experience for development space. We collaborate with almost like 600 partners to make sure that young people are full engaged through positive youth development. The other thing we're also talking in terms of expertise and empathy as well. So as AAYF, we're very good expertise in terms of systematic change. And what approaches or theme that we are looking forward, AAYF, we're working as a connector, whereby we connect within these young people with the private sector, the young people themselves, the public sector, and also community society. With what approach? We're talking about the approach of taking these young people as an asset. When we're taking these young people as an asset, we value them, we provide them with the values that they are the leaders of now and tomorrow. They're the one who can come up with the solution for their own challenges. We're also taking young people as a contribution and also a source of urgency and providing them enabling environment for them to take active changes to their community. So this is all that's, for example, as AAYF, we are connecting all together. So that's why we are saying that we are working with the system, because the system is where that we bring these young people across and providing them the skills. And these young people, when they go back to the community, are the ones who are going to either start their own business or work on various employment sectors. So as AAYF, we envision by 22, young people will be exercising increased agency, access to greater economic opportunity, and system will be more youth inclusive and responsive. So what are the barriers that we are looking forward for as AAYF that we're thinking of that's facing young people is one, youth are not aware of able to act their agency. Secondly, is youth cannot access or create economic opportunities. And the third is the system are not well-prepared youth for work of life. So all these are the barriers that they come across all young people globally and even coming back to our country like Tanzania specifically. Now, what are the solution or strategy that we are using now is first is that we are talking about youth agency, a youth lead initiative, and youth ability to influence the system and strengthen them. So we are looking upon in terms of these young people, we work with them closely. We also building them the capacity or skills, empower them so that they can articulate and influence the system change in terms of where we want to go. The other strategy we are looking upon of youth economic opportunity, whereby we expand them through access of market responsive skills and services. When I say responsive skills and services, we are talking about life skills, we are talking about career guidance, we are talking about job placement services, So these are the skills, technical soft skills that these young people need to be equipped so that when they add with their technical skills, they are super duper young people who are now can go to the world of work. And the last part, we are also looking at the strategy of changing now the system to be more youth inclusiveness and responsiveness. So what are the system change actions that we are looking, or impact that we have been getting throughout? It's like young people are now being saved almost like 35 million, 11 policy almost across the country level, but also in the international level. We're also working very hard to change them so that they can adapt to youth responsiveness, and also providing safe space for these young people to learn and also to be empowered in terms of different angle in employment and also self-employment as well. But we're also reducing the rate of dropout to these schools, specifically to TVET system, because we know when we acknowledge that the TVET institution are the sector whereby a lot of young people are passing through and they are going to big industries. And also there's a bunch of young people that come through that type and they're left out. So we focus, I think, that through that system change on a technical vocational training, they're very better off, so that we need to increase the capacity and investment to this kind of young people. But we also increase the hours of curriculum that are adopted within the AAYFO, so within the system itself. Now, what are we providing to these young people through the TVET? So even these young people who goes to this TVET institution, when we're saying TVET institution, we're talking about technical vocational education training centers. So for example, in Tanzania, we're talking about VETA, Don Bosco, NCT, DIT. So these are all technical institutions whereby these young people are receiving a lot of technical skills. And when they go back to the community, they're the ones who are going to be a mechanic people, or hospitality, providing hospitality services, driving. So if these young people, they are not being now able to provide other soft skills, then they are going to be losing their jobs. They cannot retain their jobs as well, but also they cannot increase the retention rates to this TVET institution. So what we are providing is, first we're providing engagement, so platform, whereby we bring these young people through dialogues, student council, building capacity, them, engaging them on social media, providing peer support, but also a key element or key services that AAYFO is providing is life skills. Whereby when we are talking about life skills, we are talking about communication skills, conflict management, managing emotional responsibility, self-confidence, issues of sexual reproductive health are the key skills that these young people need to receive so that they can enter to the world of work. And we're also talking about issues of market-aligned career guidance. If these young people is not well equipped or receive skills of career guidance, they will end up choose a wrong course for their future. So we need to enhance, so we need to build, provide a room whereby these young people knows what kind of course that are available now at the market and what are the opportunities available at the market now. So that these young people, when he or she studies, he knows that he's fully aware that these are the skills that he's passionate about, but also there's a lot of resources and the opportunities when they go out of the education system. And this is also guided by the monitoring, guided by the peer-to-peer network, but also by psychological support to these young people. You can see that, for example, in Tanzania, we have done this kind of research. When you reach out to these young people, you say, what makes you to choose this course? And they will end up saying, some of them will end up, okay, I've been told by my dad just to go to take this course. I've been told my friend that this course is marketable, but he or she did not do exactly research why is he or she going to undertaking that course. So there's a very big need of these young people to reach this goal of SDG4. These young people need to be full provided skills and also awareness about the career guidance issues. Then we're also talking about bringing into the center level the gender sensitive trainings to them, and the key technical skills that the institutions of different platforms are providing the technical skills. So here we are talking about computer application driving, but these all skills of life skills not only applicable to TVET. It can also be practicable and also be taken into account to the university young people, primary school as well. So it's a skill that any young person, when he or she receives, he will be making his or her future, and he will need to make the impact. After that, it's what we need is the impact. And when this young person receive a good and quality education and access to education, and this young person can contribute to the economy of the country, specifically Tanzania and the worldwide, even in Africa, but also can play a big role in terms of the leadership position, because he or she is well understood and know the background of it. So thank you. That's all that I can share.
Thank you very much, Mr. Arafat, for a very, very nice presentation. And I believe more young people have got a good opportunity to learn about what you are doing and what are you recommending in this year's theme for the International Youth Day. Now, I'd love to welcome Mr. Acho Godfrey from Kenya, joining from Kenya, from the GNRC. Please welcome and share with us. I understand that you are working with children who are very, very important in the achievement of Sustainable Development Goals, especially by 2030. Welcome very much.
Thank you, Joseph, and the organizers. It has been an interesting conversation. I've been listening to the different presenters, and I think the issues are very relevant given the current circumstances. Before I begin, I would just want us to be aware, first of all, when we are looking at youth as a group, youth are not a homogeneous group, and youth have different needs. And one of the things we've realized within our program in Arigato International is that we need to always assess our approach and our engagement with youth in the different countries based on the needs of the young people. In 2016, Arigato International, in partnership with other organizations, started the Regional Peace Program, which is spread across 12 countries in the Horn of Africa and African Great Lakes region. And I can see some of the participants from the previous cohort on this call today. The Regional Peace Program is a 4-year initiative which young people are trained and are supported to implement activities in their home countries. Our approach has been on providing mentorship and guidance, capacity building, and also providing resources for these youth to be able to put what they have learned into practice. For example, the commemoration of International Youth Day, which will be tomorrow, youth from the previous cohort will be implementing activities in different countries. Looking at youth and peace building, I think it's a very complicated topic, in that most at times youth for a long time have been considered as perpetrators of violent conflicts, and yeah, they are still being manipulated even during political elections to be part of protests and all of a sort. But at the same time, there is also an opportunity for youth who have the desire to engage in peace building. So there are youths who have the desire to be in entrepreneurship. They want to do something that has to do with market and business. There are youths, like the previous presenters have talked, who want to work in the humanitarian world, have to talk issues of gender-based violence, abortions, and the rights of women and minority groups. And then there are also youths who want to become politicians. But one thing that we look at when we look at peace building in general with young people is that we should not look at it that we are young people, then we are supposed to be given opportunities, or we are supposed to be given preferences. Youth, you have to display the desire. Whatever you are doing, it's all about the desire. If you desire to do peace building, if you desire to be a medical doctor, if you desire to work in the humanitarian world and serve your communities, that you can always succeed if you have the desire to do that. Currently, we are calling for application for young people to join the second cohort of the Regional Peace Program, which will run from 2020 to 2024, a 5-year program where youth will be mentored, will be supported, and will be built. And what is the criteria? The whole focus is on preventing, countering, and transforming violent extremism and peace building, promoting social cohesion in communities. We are currently witnessing a system in Eastern Africa where countries, because of COVID-19, we see Tanzania and Kenya, there is a lot of tension. But we have young people who have been part of the program from these two different countries. What can they do together to show solidarity to the leaders? Also, when it comes to issues of peace building, one of the challenges or one of the mistakes that many young people do is we are not fighting against the government. We are supporting the government. It doesn't matter if you think your government is corrupt, your government is bad. Yes, what change can you bring or what contribution can you make to that bad government, to that corrupt government? Because we are going head to head with the government is starting a war that you know you won't be able to reach even in the middle. You'll be defeated before it even starts. So how do we as young people think collectively to work with our government and try to bring the little changes we can to the bad system that we complain that is in existence? That can only happen when we have the desire. And that is why for Arigato International, our focus is we focus on 3 sustainable development goals. SDG 1, which is poverty, 5, ending sexual and gender-based violence, and 16, justice and strong institutions. How can young people contribute to this? When we call for application for young people to be part of this 5 years program of Regional Peace Program, young people apply from 12 different countries from different backgrounds and experiences. And one of the criteria we look to bring you on board is how will the knowledge and support of the resources we have help you take your work to the next level? Because if you, as a young man, you wake up in the morning, you go to Twitter and you tweet how bad the government is, then you are not actually doing anything. Whether join protests, try to mobilize other young people to talk about these issues either on radio, then the question becomes, even if I was to build your capacity in peace building, how will you be, what will be, which criteria will you use to disseminate this knowledge to the community? So the desire is very important. And one of the issues, again, looking when you walk around the region, the Eastern African region, and you talk to so many young people, you feel that young people feel you hear in the voices of young people entitlement, that I am supposed to be given the job because I am a young person. I am supposed to be given the opportunity because I'm a young person. But that is a mentality, I think, as we commemorate this International Youth Day, we have to move beyond that. We have to be given the opportunity because we have the technical capacity and the skills to be able to deliver if we are given the opportunity. We can't be given opportunities because we are young people. I think that is a very difficult notion which we need to struggle as youth organization working with different people on the ground to see how can we help young people to begin reflecting on what is my contribution to my community. Don't even look at the government. The level of the government is very high. You always begin at your community, where you stay, where your house is. You know, you cannot leave the road leading to your house. It's like you pass through the bush going to get to your house, and you want to go and clear the road going to another person's house. Begins from where your house is. Do the work within your community. Let your work be acknowledged. Let people identify and see the work you are doing. Build your capacity as a youth. If you are interested in peace building, build your capacity on peace building, and there are many opportunities listening from the different presentation. If you feel you are passionate about peace building and you want to bring positive change in your community, you want social cohesion, promote existence in your communities between Christians, Muslims, between Christian, Buddhists, between Kenya and Uganda, between Kenya and Tanzania, then I invite you to apply for our regional peace program, our Youth in Action Forum, and be part of a group of young leaders for the next 5 years. Your capacity will be built. It's also a challenge for you. If you feel you have what it takes, if you feel you are doing something in your community and you feel you need capacity building for you to amplify the work you are doing, I invite you to apply and learn, develop your skills. Secondly, I look at issues of, we are facing COVID-19 presently, and all the little efforts we have made in promoting youth inclusion in processes, there is a risk that we will end up losing all of that because we have issues of poverty, increased unemployment of young people, and also the issues of disagreements between neighboring countries. What can we do as young people? What can we do as youth from Tanzania, together with youths from Kenya, together with youths from Uganda, to promote social cohesion? What can we do? Those are some of the things we need to think about. Because they change, we blame our leaders of not bringing in our societies. Most of us who actually blame them, if we are put in those positions, we might even do worse than that. So it's also important for us to reflect about our role as young people in society. It is not a right, but how do we support government? How do we help our governments to recognize us and see the work we are doing as very valuable and see how they can contribute to it? So let me give an example before I close and what my sharing for today. We have a youth from Kenya, from the county of Kilifi, who with a strong desire to do peace work, peace building. He is not even a university graduate, but he had that strong desire to do community work. He started mobilizing other youths in his community. His work was acknowledged. He applied to be part of the regional peace program. He was admitted in 2016. He has gone through the process for the past 4 years. Today, he is able to mobilize his community to have joint activities with the county government. This is to demonstrate that if our work is not identified, if we don't do work that can help people see what we do in a different way, then even government officials and the rest, probably even international organizations, will always look at us like we are talking about something which is not realistic. Let's make it realistic. We want youth engagement. We want youth empowerment. We are the ones who can make it realistic by pushing our leaders positively, not only depending on negative criticisms about what is going wrong. It's important to always ask, this is going wrong in my community. What can I do to change it? And I strongly believe that if you have that conviction that something is going wrong in your community and you want to change it, you will always, as a young person, have the means and the support at one stage. It might be difficult at the beginning, but at the end, you have that opportunity to bring that needed change in your community. So my closing is, as young people, let us have the conviction on what we want to do. We identify what we love doing best, and we put our minds and commitments to do it effectively. It is the government, it is not the responsibility. The government has the responsibility to protect all citizens. But as youths, we don't have any particular privileges over men, women, and children in society. We are just citizens in different countries. And for us to make our impact, we must demonstrate that we have the skills, we have the knowledge, and if we don't, we can look for means on which to further our growth. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay, thank you for the very, very nice presentation. It was very nice to hear from you from Kenya, and please say hi to people from Kenya. We Tanzanians and other people joining out of Tanzania, we had a very good time to learn from you. Lastly, I would love to welcome Ms. Irene Ishengoma for 6 minutes. Please welcome and share what you have. Then we will have a very enough time to ask questions, to contribute to what views you have, you guys, for like 30 minutes. Then we'll get back for replies to our panelists. To our presenters. So Irene, welcome. Please share with us what you have, especially in the issue of youth and peace. I understand that you are dealing with that issue. Welcome.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. I hope we are doing fine. My name's Irene Shengoma from Global Peace Foundation, Tanzania. And I am a monitoring and evaluation manager. And shortly, Global Peace Foundation Tanzania is a chapter of the Global Peace Foundation International that promotes an innovative values-based approach to peace building. Concerning the topic, youth engagement in achieving global goals. For Global Peace Foundation, first, we believe peace begins in the home. And I believe everyone is coming from their home. And we are nurtured there, including we youth. So we are, you want to? Sorry, okay.
Irene, we can't get you well. Can you please turn on the audio? We can't hear you. Irene, can you get me? Okay, possibly she's experiencing internet issues, but I think when she's ready, she'll get back and talk to us. Now, we are going to have a short break. We're going to have a short break of video. Our partner, Afrian, have prepared a video for us. So please have fun on that. And after this video, I'm going to welcome you guys to contribute in this discussion. If you have any idea, you have anything to tell us, please feel free. The modality that we'll be using is to raise hand. You raise your hand in your device, then I will see you and pick you, and then we will unmute you and get your contribution. The time will be only 1 minute for anyone who wants to talk with us. I understand we have a representative from UNFPA Tanzania, and others will get an opportunity to share with us your ideas later. But now let's have this short video. Hope it's ready.
taifa na kimataifa. Mimi kama kijana niseme tu kwa
hapo sana.
Naitwa AAYFO, mwanafunzi wa chuo kikuu cha Dar es Salaam. Katika kuelekea katika siku ya kimataifa ya vijana inayoadhimishwa kila tarehe 12 ya mwezi wa 8 kwa mwaka huu, ikiwa na kauli mbiu ya ushiriki na ushirikishaji wa vijana katika maendeleo kwenye masuala ya kijamii, taifa na kimataifa. Mimi kama kijana niseme tu kwamba maamuzi ya maisha yanafanywa na wale watu ambao wanaishi katika maisha yao. Hivyo basi vijana wapewe nafasi kufanya maamuzi katika maisha wanayoyaishi kwenye nyanja ya maendeleo, siasa, uchumi na jamii kwa ujumla.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Naitwa AAYFO, mwanafunzi wa chuo kikuu cha Dar es Salaam. Katika kuelekea katika siku ya kimataifa ya vijana inayoadhimishwa kila tarehe 12 ya mwezi wa 8 kwa mwaka huu, ikiwa na kauli mbiu ya ushiriki na katika kuadhimisha siku ya vijana duniani, mimi ningependelea zaidi katika masuala ya maendeleo vijana wa ngazi ya maamuzi. Katika kuadhimisha siku ya vijana duniani, mimi ningependelea zaidi katika masuala ya maendeleo vijana wa ngazi ya maamuzi, ambapo inaweza kuwa katika nafasi za uongozi katika serikali kuu na hata serikali za mitaa, ambapo ndio kuwa ni chetu katika kutoa maamuzi mbalimbali ya masuala ya maendeleo. Lakini pia vijana hao waweze kupata elimu au hata exposure mbalimbali, ambapo watapelekea vijana hawa kuja na maamuzi ambayo ni endelevu katika jamii yetu na kuweza kufikia maendeleo kama taifa. Lakini vivyo hivyo ningependa kuona vijana wakiwa ni mfano kwa wengine. Namna gani? Mfano katika swala la uongozi, vijana akiwa ni mfano kwa wengine, anaweza chanjo kama watu wanaomuona, sio mpaka kujifunza kusikiliza, hata kumuona pia anaweza kuleta hamasa katika huduma, katika uwajibikaji na mwisho kuja kupata maendeleo kikubwa katika kutoa hatua moja ya maendeleo. Youth engagement for global action.
Youth engagement for global action.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Otaru, for sharing with us the good video. Unmute. Okay. And now we are proceeding with this discussion. Sorry for the technical errors, but so far things are going well. Irene, are you in a good position to speak? Irene?
Yes.
Welcome. You have.
So sorry for this
now.
technical error. Okay. Thank you for this opportunity. So far, Global Peace, we are empowering youth through various, through Vijana na Amani project, where we capacitate them on moral leadership and entrepreneurship, conflict prevention, especially violence extremism issues, but also environment cleaning, so that we can build them with the culture of service, but also through social media campaign. We always have a weekly live streaming sessions on Twitter, where we engage youth to participate in various topics, including issues like global goals. And so far, we have reached more than 10 million young women and young men, also people with disabilities. And the main focus is to build peace among youth. But also we do women empowerment projects where we empower women in leadership issues to acquire political leadership positions and decision-making positions, but also to fight against gender-based violence. As you know, currently data has shown gender-based violence has been a chaos, has been a factor for destroying our peace of mind, especially for women, children, and people with disabilities. So we are working with our partners like UNAM, my consultants, etc., to make sure that we fight against gender-based violence, since it's a core factor that destroys peace of mind of a lot of women, youth, children, people with disabilities, and the society at large. But also we are working with, we believe in interfaith partnership, since we are guided by the fundamental principle that all humankind are one family under God. So we are also working with various religious leaders to promote peace, especially in this period of general election. We believe that youth can be a key factor of building peace or destroying peace. And when we are talking about this youth engagement in achieving global goals, for me, I believe that we need peace in all 17 global goals so that we can act on it, especially we youth, because you can't be poor and being happy or having a peace of mind. You can't be hungry and be happy or having a peace of mind. You can't have inequality, education, or gender inequality in your home place and being happy or being peaceful. So in order to engage youth, or in order to achieve these global goals, we need first peace. We need peace, and I encourage my fellow youth here, let's shape peace together, since that is the main theme for the International Peace Day. But here for Youth for Global Action, peace is mandatory to achieve what we want from the local level, international level, and international level. So far, Global Peace Foundation Tanzania, we have been trying to engage youth in achieving these global goals, especially global number 16, which as our main agenda or our main core values, and main thematic area, that is peace, through, as I have already mentioned, through various activities and programs like leadership trainings, entrepreneurship trainings. But also we have been working very closely with people with disabilities to make sure that we have an inclusive society. As we know, until 2030, no one should be left behind. That's why we are making sure in every campaign, in every program, in every project, we must include people with disabilities. And I advise my fellow youth here who have their own NGOs or who are the leaders in their NGOs, you have to make sure that you include people with disabilities for the sake of peace, for the sake of the youth engagement in achieving global goals, since they are important, they are capable, they can do a lot more than we can imagine. For Global Peace Foundation, we have been working with Fuavita, with NGO led by Madam Sophie, PLPDF, as a way of showing that youth with disabilities are engaged in achieving global goals. And even through the COVID-19, the existence of COVID-19, we have been working very closely to make sure that marginalized groups like women, youth, people with disabilities are accessing information concerning COVID-19, but also they are able to, to receive preventive gears, since for that time, COVID-19, it was like a hurricane. It came from nowhere. No one was prepared. So you can imagine a person who is financially okay has been shocked because of COVID-19. What about marginalized group? So we had a campaign called Global Peace Care Campaign, where our targeted group was marginalized group, and we were able to share education through social media, but also physically, where we were visiting families of marginalized, of underprivileged families, especially of women, youth, and people with disabilities, where we were educating them, but also we were distributing preventive gears. But also through our projects, including the one we are conducting now, of increasing women participation in political positions and decision-making positions. We are trying to capacitate those young women.
Irene, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Irene, thank you, Irene, for the good presentation. Unfortunately, time is not on our side. We'll get back to you later. Now, let me open the floor for anyone who wants to contribute to this topic. Our theme is youth engagement in achieving global goals by 2030. So welcome anyone who would like to contribute. Just raise your hand in the button there. Just raise your hand. Then I'll see who want to contribute. Just by favor, starting with Kala Jeremiah. Kala Jeremiah, please, can you share with us anything concerning this theme, the theme of this year's International Youth Day that we're discussing here, or any question? And dear participants, feel free to use any language, whether Swahili or English. Okay, I'm told that Karajinia is not here now. Anyone who would love to comment or provide any idea about this discussion, welcome, please. Just raise your hand, then you'll get an opportunity. I see Susan Mpemba. Welcome and have a floor, Susan.
Thank you. Thank you to attend this call meeting. It has been beneficial and I have learned a lot. I was having an idea that I think, my fellow youth, it is time now for us to be aware that we should engage in other activities that will create employment opportunities, and our educational professional should be like our base to become great in whatever we do, to go in towards going the International Youth Day in achieving global goals. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan, for your contribution. Thank you very much. Someone else see? I see. Okay, Alpha, to give you an opportunity later. Anyone else who have a contribution, please raise your hand to get an opportunity. I have seen Victoria Mwaziva. Victoria, can we hear something from you, please? It is a pleasure to have you in this discussion. Welcome, Victoria.
Thank you so much. I would like to thank you all. All of us have gained something and dialogue. Mimi ningependa kushauri kwamba taasisi za vijana zina namna ya kufanya kazi kwa pamoja katika kufikia vijana, kwa sababu taasisi zetu zote naona zinafikia vijana kwa namna mbalimbali, ila tunapoelekea kwenye siku kama hii ya vijana duniani, naamini mbeleni mnapoandaa action plan au program execution, mnaweza mkasema kwamba okay, tuka eneo fulani alafu baadaye zikapimwa sasa target kama zimekiwa, na kupitia hivyo mkiunganisha nguvu, na maana hata masuala ya budget. Kwa hiyo cooperation amongst youth organizations in reaching grassroots. Lakini pia ningeweza kuandika comment kwenye discussion kwamba ni vijana waliokuwa mbali na mjini na vijana waliokuwa teknolojia, namna ya kuweza kuwafikia zaidi. Kazi nzuri kwenye ground, lakini sote sija katokea mtu akasema nyinyi mmefanya nini.
Victoria, I think we are experiencing a bandwidth. I think I can't get you well, but if you get an opportunity, we'll get back later to hear from you. Thank you for your contribution as well. I have got one point for you that it's your call that youth organizations should work together to make sure that we reach more youth in different areas in the country and in the different area regions, local areas, so that no one is left behind. I think I have got that from you. Another one who love to contribute. I see a hand of Harriet Asenga. Welcome and have your floor. 1 minute. Please, when you want to contribute, make sure that you turn on your video so that we can see you. It's a good platform as well to network. But that's not must. But we love to see you when you are contributing. Feel free to use English or Swahili. Harriet, welcome. Harriet, Asenga. Harriet, can you unmute, please? Okay.
Okay. Habari za mchana. Nimesikiliza wote and nimejifunza mengi, but what I have to share ni kwamba first, maybe niseme kwamba sisi kwetu wa Tanzania vijana tuko nyuma sana and kwenye masuala haya ya uwezeshaji na kwenye masuala ya kujituma binafsi. So we have to start kwamba kubadilisha mindset ya vijana, tuweze kuelewa kwamba kuna maisha nje ya shule. Kuna vitu ambavyo tunaenda shule kujifunza, lakini mitaani huko hakuna. Kwa hiyo kijana kwamba serikali ina jukumu la kumsomesha yeye, lakini yeye ana jukumu la kutumia ile elimu yake ili kuweza kuisaidia serikali na taifa lake. Kwa hiyo we have to start kuanzia hapo kwamba tutoe elimu kwa vijana. Sawa, tunaenda shule tunasoma, lakini sio kwamba tunaenda shule tunasoma tunaandaliwa kwenda kupata ajira. Ni kitu ambacho hakitowezekana kwa wote kuajiriwa, kwa sababu kuna watu ambao wako tayari kwenye ajira. Tuweze kufikiria hilo kwamba je, na wale watapelekwa wapi kama tukihitaji kuajiriwa. So tunasaidia na sisi ili kuweza kufikia na kufanikisha hii sera ambayo tunayo sasa hivi ya Tanzania viwanda. Tunatakiwa kuandaa vijana ambao watakuwa wabunifu, watakuja na uwezo na watakuja na mitazamo chanya ya kuweza kufikiria ni mambo gani ambayo tunaweza tukafanyia nchi yetu. Kwamba I don't think kwamba sisi wa Tanzania tumeshindwa kutengeneza kitu kidogo kama vile vinaitwa vuvuzela ambavyo tunatumia katika mipira ya kushangilia. I don't think so. Wale tuna vijana ambao wenye uwezo mkubwa mpaka sisi vile vitu tunanunua China, I don't know wapi. Kwa hiyo mawazo yangu ni hayo. I hope we can start hapo kutoa elimu kwa vijana, ni jinsi gani ambavyo tunaweza vijana kufanya mambo ndani ya nchi, na jinsi gani ambavyo tunaweza kuishauri serikali kuiangalia vijana kwa jicho la pili, nje ya uwezeshaji wa kifedha, bali uwezeshaji wa kimaarifa na kuweza kupewa nafasi kama hizi kukutana na taasisi mbalimbali za uwezeshaji wa vijana, Yuna, Yali and so on. Nashukuru sana. Yangu ni hayo.
Thank you very much for your contribution. Tumekupata uzuri kabisa. Now next, going to Mr. Shadrack Msuya. Can you please ask a question or make your contribution in this topic? Shadrack Msuya, welcome.
Asante sana kwa nafasi ya kipekee. Binafsi ni washukuru sana washiriki wote ambao umepresent hapo, lakini kimsingi kabisa pamoja na discussion nyingine zote, labda ni share experience ambayo tulifanya baadhi kwenye media programs kabla ya mkutano huu. Tulikuwa na kipindi ya ITV. Pamoja na agenda nyingi ambazo vijana walieleza na wasikilizaji au watazamaji, kuna agenda ambayo inatufikirisha sana. Moja kati ya simu ambazo tulikuwa tumezipata ni kwamba imeonekana kwamba kuna gap kubwa sana, kuna nafasi kati ya vijana wasomi na vijana ambao wameishia darasa la 7. Hapa katikati hakuna lugha ambayo tunazungumza pamoja, na hiyo imepelekea kuwa na, sio tuseme sio chuki, lakini imekuwa na matokeo hasi katika masuala ya mashirikiano, kwamba kuna mmoja anajiona ana nguvu zaidi, mwingine anajiona ni inferior. Kwa hiyo kila mtu ameanza kutumia nafasi yake ambayo anaona inafaa. Kwa mfano katika nyanja za ushirikishwaji, na ukilinganisha na situation ambayo ilitokea kwa wajumbe wakati wa kura za maoni na vitu kama hivyo, kuna reflection inaonyesha kabisa kuna kundi ambalo linaona haliko sawa. Kwa hiyo hiyo ni moja kati ya changamoto ambayo tuliona na watu wameelezea sana. Lakini kwa upande wa pili, imeonekana kabisa kwamba katika upande wa kiuchumi vijana wengi wameshafanya maendeleo, lakini wanakosa mazingira haya wa support. Tulipata ushahidi katika simu moja ambayo tuliipata kutoka Tabora. Kuna kijana, yeye kazi yake kubwa sana ni kutengeneza vipuri vya magari aina zote, na anatumia mikono yake, hana kifaa chochote ambacho kinamsaidia moja kwa moja katika kuchonga. Lakini akawa analalamika, anasema nakosa mazingira ya mtu gani na muamini au taasisi gani na muamini aweze kunisaidia nikaagiza mashine za kuweza kusaidia kuchonga hivi vipuri vikawa vinazalishwa hapa Tanzania. Na anasema kwa siku ana order zaidi hata 50,000 ambazo anasambaza kwenye magari makubwa ambayo kila siku sisi tunayatumia aidha kwenda safarini au kwenda mikoani. Kwa hiyo huo ni mmoja kati ya mifano ambayo inaonyesha kwamba kumbe tayari katika level ambayo tumefikia, tunaingia uchumi wa kati, tayari vijana wako tayari kushiriki katika kujenga uchumi wao na kufikia uchumi wa kati na wa juu zaidi. Kwa hiyo mazingira bado tunaona ni changamoto katika washikadau mbalimbali. Kwa hiyo mimi ningetumia fursa hii kutoa rai kwamba tuna kundi kubwa sana la vijana ambao wako tayari kufanya mapinduzi ya viwanda, hasa ya yale mahitaji ambayo kila siku tunayatumia. Kwa mfano bodaboda, tumeona vijana wameshatengeneza bodaboda, tumeona vijana wametengeneza magari, tumeona VETA wanafundisha vijana wengi sana katika masuala ya ufundi. Kwa hiyo ifike nafasi sasa, badala ya wanaendelea kufundisha, lakini sasa kuzalishwa viwanda ambavyo vinazalisha kutokana na vile vitu ambavyo wanafanya ni wanavifundisha. It's like some sort of other ministry or institutions kuandaa vitu ambavyo tunaita ni investment prospectus, kwamba ifike mahali leo mtu asizalishe tu kitu kwa sababu anataka kuuza, lakini kizalishwe kitu kutokana na mahitaji ambayo yameshatafutwa tayari. Kwa mfano tukifika Wizara ya Viwanda na Biashara, tuone wana mwongozo kwamba mwaka huu uzalishaji wa mahitaji ambayo yanapatikana duniani ni haya, ni haya na haya na haya. Kwa hiyo yapatikana ili shughuli nyingine ziweze kuendelea. Kwa hiyo mimi yangu ilikuwa
Thank you very much Mr. Shadrack for your contribution. Now I'd love to welcome, Amon, welcome, Muyuni. You have 1 minute to share what you have or ask a question. I'll take more 3 people and then we get back to the panelists before getting a word, closing remark from Mr. Dr. Majaliwa from UNFPA. Mr. Amon, welcome.
Kama iko mbali, if I can contribute, Malekela.
Hello. 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 Hello.
I can get you, please proceed, Mr. Amon.
Okay.
The floor is yours.
Asante sana kwa mjadala ambao unaendelea. Lakini mimi mchango wangu ni kwamba katika swala la vijana kuwashirikisha katika kufikia malengo ya millennium, bado tuna changamoto kwa mazingira yaliyoko vijijini. Kwa sababu mimi nilikuwa naangalia, nafikiri hata kwenye kushare nilikuwa naonyesha kwamba asilimia kubwa ya taasisi ambazo zinashughulisha vijana zinaonekana ziko mjini na maeneo hasa ya majiji. Lakini kwa mfano kama mimi mtu ambaye niko Kagera, kuna taasisi ziko nyingi sana, lakini hata kuzifahamu kabisa unazisoma tu kwenye mitandao. Sasa tunajiuliza malengo ya millennium yatafikiwa vipi iwapo hawa vijana wenyewe kwanza ambao wanalengwa hawaoni na wala hawajui kinachoendelea. Lakini kuna changamoto kubwa kati ya gepu la wale ambao wana elimu na ambao hawajapata elimu. Kwa mfano hata kama masuala ya shuleni sasa hivi kuna ushindani wa watu kufaulu tu, na linalotegemea maana yake shughuli zingine ambazo ziko katika extra curricular, unakuta kwamba engagement yake kwa vijana inakuwa ni ndogo, hasa kwa mazingira ya shuleni. Sasa nilikuwa naangalia nje ya mfumo rasmi na taasisi ambazo ziko maeneo ya mjini tu, na vijana wetu wengi wamesoma labda wanaishia kidato cha 4 hasa kwa mazingira ya vijijini. Hii naona kama bado ni changamoto. Ziwepo jitihada binafsi ambazo zinaweza zikawafanya vijana angalau hata hao walio vijijini wakapata kufahamu kwanza, kushiriki na kujua kwamba mambo ya dunia licha ya mambo hata ya Tanzania tu yenyewe. Utakuta vijana walio wengi wanapata taarifa za muziki na nini, lakini mambo yenye ujuzi na maarifa na jinsi gani wanavyoweza kusonga hayapatikani. Mimi nafikiri huo ndio mchango wangu kwa sasa.
Thank you very much, Mr. Amon, for your contribution. My next 3 people, first, Husna Saidi. Please have a floor. Husna, I see you are raising your hand like this way. Anyway, please have a floor. 1 minute. I can't hear you, Husna. Can you please turn on the video, the audio? Okay, she's not around. Going to Judith Deus. Please welcome, and you have 1 minute to contribute what you have or ask a question. Judith Deus.
Habari.
Safi.
Shukuru sana. Kuhusu vijana wengi waliokuwepo mashuleni kuhisi kwamba elimu ndio kitu cha pekee ambacho kinaweza kuwakomboa na kuacha kufikiria vitu vingine tofauti na elimu. Na hasa sana kwa vijana ambao wapo vyuoni, wanahisi kwamba kuna wale ambao wanahisi kwamba elimu ndio kitu pekee kitakachowasaidia kutoka katika maisha na kusahau kujiinvolve kwenye vitu vingine tofauti na elimu ya darasani. Na pia ametoka kuongea vizuri mjumbe aliyopita kuhusu vijana ambao wapo vijijini, nao wanadhani kwamba kutokuwa na elimu hakuwezi kumsaidia
kuendelea mbele. Kwa hiyo ningeomba sana katika tunapoelekea maadhimisho haya tujaribu kuangalia kufanya mentorship ya hawa vijana ambao wanadhani kwamba elimu ndio kitu pekee kitakachowakomboa au kitakachofanya kufikia malengo ya kidunia, na kwa wale vijana ambao wanafikiria kwamba elimu haina mchango wowote katika kufikia yale malengo ya kidunia. Asanteni.
Thank you very much for your contribution, Judith. I'll be taking the next contributor from Mr. Jairus Kagoma. Welcome. We have 1 minute to contribute. Okay, I think Jairus is not ready. Mr. Fadhili Meta, please, you have 1 minute. Jairus is on position. Jairus, welcome. Jairus is not has not unmuted. Mr. Fadhili Meta, can you please 1.5 minutes to contribute? And the last one will be Esther Christopher. And then we get back to our panelists. Thank you all who have raised their hand to contribute, but unfortunately, we will have to read your ideas in the chat box, and I know we have written a lot of them. Fadhili Meta, welcome. You have 1 minute.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Malekela, for the good moderation. And may I have my comments or my contribution, ambapo nataka zaidi kujikita kwenye, sometimes tunafahamu kwamba kuna vijana wengi wana uwezo mbalimbali. Kwa hiyo badala ya kuwa kila wakati tumekuwa tunatoa wito serikali ifanye hivi ama wale wadau wa maendeleo wafanye hivi, nafikiri pia tunapoenda kusherehekea hii siku ya kijana duniani, tuna haja pia sisi kama vijana wenyewe kuangalia kwa namna gani tunaweza tukasaidia wenzetu wale ambao tunajua wana uhitaji. Kwa mfano, kama unajifahamu wewe ni mzuri sana katika kuimba, basi umefanya nini ili kusaidia wale wengine ambao wanatamani kuimba au wanapenda kuimba? Kama wewe ni mshonaji mzuri, umefanya nini basi kusaidia vijana wengine ambao wanashona vizuri? Kwa hiyo nafikiri ni muda sahihi sasa tuweze kuangalia kuna namna gani tunaweza tuka-inspire vijana wenzetu wengine kuweza kufanya yale ambao wanayaweza ili wengine waweze kuja kutokea kwao. Kwa hiyo nafikiri huo ndo mchango wangu mkubwa sana, hasa tunapoenda kusherehekea hii siku ya vijana duniani. Vinginevyo nipongeze juhudi na jitihada zote na michango ambayo imetolewa kwa washiriki wengine na kuweza kuwa na discussion nzuri. Asante sana.
Thank you, Fadhili Meta, for the contribution. And the last one today will be Esther Christopher. Please welcome and say something. 1 minute.
Thank you very much for the opportunity, and I would like to
welcome.
Thank you. I would like to congratulate you for making this platform. And kutoka kwenye mtazamo wangu mimi ninavyoona kwamba ile kuna yani vijana wanakosa mwongozo. Yani like kama unataka vijana wafanye 1, 2, 3, lazima wajue wapi tulipo na wapi tunataka kwenda. Lakini unakuta kwamba kuna hivi vyama ambavyo vinasema vina empower, lakini mwisho wa siku unakuta kwamba vinasimama kwa sababu ya vyenyewe ili viweze kunufaika, lakini sidhani kama na ile kweli kwamba wanahitaji kuipower hawa vijana, kwa sababu unakuta kwamba hawajui kwamba wana empower hawa vijana kutoka wapi na kwenda wapi na ni vitu gani vinahitajika. Kwa mimi nilichukua nasema kwamba lazima kuwe na plan ya kwamba huyu kijana tunayempower kutoka sehemu gani, ajue kwamba mimi nataka kuwa nani, mimi nataka nitoke hapa nifanye nini. Kwa lazima huyo kijana ajenge kiuelewa, awe na knowledge. Lazima huyo kijana ajue networking. Bila networking hawezi kufika popote kwa sababu hauna challenge. lakini unakuta kwamba watu wanavyoorganize hizi event unasema kwamba come for networking, lakini vijana kwa vijana hamna networking. Na pia lazima kijana aambiwe kwamba huwezi kufika popote bila kuwa na vision. Lazima ajue kwamba mimi labda nataka kuwa kiongozi. Kama nataka kuwa kiongozi, who should be my mentor? Ni nani ambaye natakiwa nimfuatilie? Nataka kuwa kama nani? Mwishoni tunaweza tukawa na viongozi wazuri, lakini vinginevyo tutaishia tu kwenye hizi empowering, vijana tuwahusishe, vijana tufanyeje, lakini naona kuna vitu vingi sana ambavyo vinahitaji kufanyika. Yani sio kuempower kama I don't understand kwamba hili neno la kuempower sijui huwa tunalipa uzito wa namna gani, lakini hawa vijana wanatakiwa wajifunze kwa vitendo, waone. Tukisema wapewe nafasi, wanapewa nafasi. Kwa mfano kama sasa tukiangalia vijana wengi wapo active kwenye social media, wanabishana usiku kucha, lakini vinafika wapi? Hizo wanazobishana zinafika wapi? Vinatumia platform gani kufika huko? Social media haziwezi kutufikisha popote. Lazima mtu akipata platform aitumie kwenda kuweza kufikisha vile vitu ambavyo anapenda kuviona kwa nchi yake. Baada ya miaka 5, baada ya miaka 20, tunapenda Tanzania iwe wapi? Tukiwa na huo mwongozo tunaweza kuwasaidia vijana wetu kwamba baada ya miaka 20 tunataka watu wa aina hii, tunataka tufikie malengo haya. Mimi huo ndio mtazamo wangu.
Thank you very much for sharing with us your idea, and I hope young people have got something here. Now, I appreciate that many people needed to contribute, so please, can you please write in the chat box so that we can get to read, because we don't have enough time to proceed. But I understand that we have the Dr. Majaliwa from UNFPA, and we have our panelists as well, and we still have Petrida Paul from the African Union Youth Envoy Office. So now I would love to get back to our panelists, starting with Mr. Arafat Bakir. If you have anything to say from people's contribution, if you have anything to conclude in your presentation, welcome, please. You have 1 minute, and then after you finalize with the presenters, our Ms. Dr. Majaliwa from UNFPA, please get ready for saying something. I understand you are working with youth, and especially on health issues, and have some tips to share with us. Mr. Arafat, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Malekela. So from my side, I think I don't have very much in terms of my contribution on that side, but I will still emphasize in terms of young people, like we need to raise our voice, and also be guided for what we are looking for. And also the other thing that I want to encourage, like, let's all focus on what we really need to know, what we really want for our time now. But the other thing, we should focus on things that matters ourselves. So not only a lot of young people have been involved in a lot of initiatives for the globally, but we are left in a lot of initiatives at the country level. So we need to invest our time, our skills, and our knowledge to make sure that we are bringing young people to the better that of the to generate the future that we want at the national level. We need to participate to the things that are within our country level, so that we make sure that our country stands and also achieving to the global goals by 2030 that we are looking for. And the last point, I think we still need to come together on issues of advocating for the Youth Council for Tanzania. I think when we join together and we stand and we try to advocate with the government, I think we reach at the point whereby we'll be provided a platform where we can discuss our things, our agendas, and also take the lead initiatives to the decision body areas. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Arafat, for the last word from you. And I'd like now to welcome Mr. William. Good luck, William, from UNA. If you have something to add from people's contribution and questions, please welcome.
Okay, I have like 5 or 4 points just to finish it up. And first of all, I would like to recommend that we should properly use our population growth as youth, not only in Tanzania, but globally. And also we have to use well of social media platforms for informing, education, and engagement. But also we have to empower ourselves in terms of knowledge, because sometimes we, as youth, we think we know better, but sometimes we are not. So we have really to be more knowledgeable on development issues, so that we can contribute to achieving the sustainable development goals. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Goodluck William from UNA, for your insight. I would love now to welcome Jennifer. Jennifer, if you have something to comment. And someone here is asking, how do you guys incorporate issues of young girls who are dropping out from schools due to issues of pregnancies? And someone else here is asking, is commenting that most of these youth organizations are working with the social medias where there is no wananchi, hakuna wananchi kwenye mitandao ya kijamii than locally. So Jennifer, can you touch on that? I know you are very, very good in social media influence as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, moderator. So with Afrian, it's a little bit different. We have been working internally. So lastly, we were launching Afrian in Kigoma, and we even reached in areas where it was very, very far away from the towns. So we have seen that gap, and we have tried so hard in our work to make sure that we reach the most marginalized young people. But also apart from that, social media is powerful, and as we see that we are in a globalized world, such that information spread fast and people using social media, including policymakers and leaders. So sometimes we're using social media as a way to provide information for young people who are in social media, because people believe that young people in towns or young people who are educated, they have so much information and knowledge. That's not true. There are things that even young people who are in towns, they don't know, like things concerning social reproductive health, how to be safe from getting pregnant, and all that. So I think all young people are in need, even if they're in towns, even if they're in the village, even if they're disabled, they are all in need, but their needs are are different. So we have to think on different approach to reach them. But also, as to end, I think it's so very important at young people. We have seen we are having a lot of recommendation every year as we are commemorating International Youth Day, but no one is doing a following up. We normally have them and then present them to the Minister of Youth, and then it's just ended up like that. So I argue and challenge us as young people, as youth, as organizations that work for young people, to make sure that whenever we're having such a discussion and having recommendation, we should make up follow-up to make sure they are implemented or they are taken into considerations. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jennifer, for your insight and your last word on this topic. I would love now to welcome Mr. Yusuf Mwango from TYVA. I understand that you are working in issues of civic engagement. It have a lot of words to say, but we only have 1 minute to conclude and to say something about that. Welcome, Mr.
Okay. Thank you, Malekela, and the rest of the people who participated in this virtual conference. I have 2 takes. The first one on the matter that has been raised now, specific on the issue of how are we addressing the issue of girls' school dropout. I'll speak on point of ours as TYVA. We've been doing a lot of local level advocacy in 4 districts like Mpwapwa, Lindi, Kisarawe, and the one from Pwani. So we're not only working in terms of social media or here in urban, but also we've been working in addressing these matters internally, as we know that whatever we want to do, before you are doing any project or program, what you have to do first is looking at the existing problem, like where do you think the problem is highly impacted. So we are addressing the issue of the girls' school dropout through local level advocacy and conducting a lot of lobbying meetings with the young parliamentarian caucus at the parliament and stuff like that one. But also in the area of the civic engagement, of course, we know if young people are civically empowered, we'll see that the engagement in any matter concerning their development or welfare will be addressed by young people themselves. One among the big challenge that we have, not only young people in Tanzania, but also these, we call them elders, you know, the issue called the citizenry incompetency. A thing that make them not even understanding their rights and responsibility and stuff like that one. So it's time now for us as young people, taking one another, join our hands to make sure that we empower one another civically. Last but not least, we know 2020 is an electoral year, and most of young people have been engaging in various electoral processes through their political parties and stuff like that one. So it's time now. Let them utilize these young people who are already showing an interest to go being part of the decision makers to carry our agenda and stuff like that one. As I said earlier, it's an electoral year, so let's engage, let's go and vote, so as to make sure that we get what young people want in the coming regime of the Tanzanian government. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Yusuf Bongo, for your last word. Thank you so much. Next, I would like to welcome Irene. Irene, if you have something to share with us as your last word, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. And I want to break the gate by speaking Swahili. By the way, to be honest, naungana na Shedrack alivyokuwa anasema kwamba kumekuwa kuna gap between kati ya vijana wasomi na wasiosoma. Hata hapa kiukweli kabisa, huu mkutano wa mtandaoni, kwanza kuanzia posta yake imeandikwa kwa Kiingereza. Presenters wote tumeongea kwa Kiingereza, and uzuri zaidi nimefurahi kuona wachangia mada wote wameongea kwa Kiswahili, mpaka nimejisikia aibu. Kwa hiyo kiukweli tukitaka kuua hilo gap, tuanze kwanza sisi vijana wasomi tunavyokuwa tunafanya mambo yetu kwa kuwashirikisha wao kupitia hivi vitu vidogo tunavyofanya mitandaoni. Naamini hata vijana ambao sio wasomi kama sisi pia wana smartphones, wana simu janja, pia wanaingia kwenye mitandao ya kijamii, wameona posta zetu, lakini inawezekana kwa sababu wameona ni Viingereza pale, ndio maana hawajajiunga. Ndio maana tumejikuta tuko sisi wenyewe wasomi wa vyuo vikuu kwa asilimia kubwa hapa. Kwa hiyo tuna kazi kubwa kiukweli ya kuvunja hilo tabaka lililopo kati ya wasiosoma na wasomi, na inaanza na sisi kuanzia mazingira ya nyumbani kwetu, kwenye taasisi zetu tunavyokuwa tunaandaa hizi campaigns, tunaandaa programs, tunaandaa miradi, tuhakikishe kwamba tunavunja hilo gap. Lakini pia kwa issue ya watoto wa kike ambao wanaacha shule kwa sababu ya mimba za utotoni, kiukweli lipo, na kwa upande wa Global Peace Foundation Tanzania tumekuwa tukishirikiana na taasisi mojawapo ya vijana ambayo iko Tandale, ambapo tumekuwa tukitoa mafunzo kwa wazazi walioko pale Tandale na watoto wao, tukiwafundisha elimu ya kujitambua kuanzia kwa mama mwenyewe na baba mtu na mtoto mtu, ambapo kiukweli tumejitahidi kuokoa zaidi ya watoto 50 ambao walikuwa wanasoma pale Manzese, wamemaliza shule vizuri kabisa bila masuala ya za utotoni. Lakini so far siku ya vijana kimataifa isiishie tu katika maadhimisho, lakini kila siku ni siku yetu, kwa sababu sisi ndio tumejenga namba kubwa ya watu Tanzania na duniani kwa ujumla. Asante.
Thank you, Irene, for your contribution and for your call to young people. Now I'd like to welcome Mr. Acho from Kenya. If you have something to finalize, welcome. You have 1 minute to talk with us.
Yes, thank you very much. So for me to conclude is for all young people to identify what you are good at, your strength, grow your knowledge in that area, and see how you can contribute to your communities. To all of us working with young people, it is not our place to choose for young people what they should do, but it is our place to support their skills, empower them for them to actualize their potentials. So let us all continue to work towards empowering young people, be it in peace building, be it in health, be it in humanitarian work, whatever we are doing, but let us be able at the same time to identify talents in young people and help young people grow. My experience so far within the region and in other parts, especially from where I come from, has been that at times, us as agencies, we tend to impose on young people or on communities programs that are not beneficial to those communities, which is a very big mistake most of the time. So giving young people the opportunity means allowing young people to be the ones to come up with the initiative, develop the plans, and we accompany them on the journey, provide the mentorship, provide them the space for those ideas to grow and mature, and help them to be successful citizens and contribute for the growth of their countries and their communities. So thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Mr. Archer, for your contribution in this session. And actually, we highly appreciate that. And before welcoming Dr. Majaliwa from UNFPA for a last presentation, I would like to read the comments of people in the chat box so that we can get what people they think. So someone here is saying, not only AAYFO, but most of these organizations survive in social medias. I think we have more to learn and more to advise to make sure youth in grassroots areas are also beneficiaries of the fruits of these organizations and their programs. Thank you for your contribution, Mr. Samuel Mgazija. Also, okay, nice presentation, Mr. Bwango and Arafat. This is from OPPO. And however, a lot has to be done as all these well-articulated initiatives towards young people will always lack mandate and legitimacy, as it is only touches the youth in towns and cities and ignores the number of youth in remote areas. So I think the emphasis here is to make sure that we reach out more people in remote areas so that no one is left behind. Fadhili Meta is saying, nice presentation, Mr. Gerard Acho. I am also the beneficiary from GNRC Youth Program. I encourage you all to apply for the next cohort of Youth in Action to learn and share experience in peace building programs and how to encounter violent extremism. I think Fadhili Meta, it will be a good thing to share the social media link where people can find that information and get engaged in that program. Okay. Victoria Maziva, he says, thank you for the organizing a great panel, a term discussion towards the International Youth Day at August 12, 2020. Let us keep learning and volunteering for the betterment of our fellow youth. In all our works, let's do our best to ensure we reach out to youth in rural areas, youth who have less access to opportunities, education, capital. Okay, consider youth who are living with disabilities, youth who have experienced GBV. Their needs have to be highlighted and ensure that our work services that the best interests of all youth. Thank you for your presentation, and may we all keep striving for a strong and inclusive youth space. Adding onto that is more cooperation and coordination amongst youth organizations reaching out to youth grassroots. Thank you all for your work in the youth space, and thanks for the great presentation. This is from Victoria Mwaziva. And another person here. Okay. Sylvia is saying, ningependa kuomba elimu izidi kutolewa kwa vijana wenye ulemavu kwa sababu wengi wetu wamejikita kwenye shughuli ya kuomba na ukiangalia wengi wana uwezo wa kufanya kazi na wana vipaji lakini wanaomba mitaani. Picha hii si nzuri bali inajenga jamii kuwa mtu mwenye ulemavu ni omba hawezi kufanya kazi. Thank you all ambao mmeweka kwenye chat box. Messages a lot, but that's enough for today. I cannot see Dr. Majaliwa is here. Dr. Majaliwa is not around so far, I'm told. Because of time, thank you all who have participated in this virtual session. And most of us have said that we need to keep raising our voices on issues that we think have our interest. And also, we should not only rally to say we want something to happen, but also have to be part of creating the future that we want to see happening. So let us all keep working to make sure that we be involved, we participate effectively in different decision-making processes in our communities. We take different initiatives that will make sure that our communities become more better place to live. And also, we leave mark in our community by being an example in doing positive changes in the community. And another thing that we all agree in this session is the future belongs to young people. When we're speaking about the global goals agenda of 2030, a person with 15 years now will be having 25 years by 2030. A person with 10 years now, who is a child brain, by the way, will be having 20 years by 2030. The person who having 20 years now possibly will be having 30 years by 2030. So by 2030, the global goals agenda must be part of them, must be part of making sure that they come true, but also the community should think on how to incorporate youth participation in different processes of decision making so that they know what to do, even if when it comes to the time that they have to lead the community, they have to become leaders and in different places. So let us all keep the fire burning. You guys who are doing in civil societies and organizations, the call to you is make sure that we leave no one behind. We make sure that we reach all people in different areas, reaching the local areas so that everyone get to hear what this education that we are providing about issues of gender-based violence, sexual reproductive health, civic engagement, and other things. Thank you so much for today. And thank you so much. My colleague here is reminding me, for those who are in Dar es Salaam, we'll be having a public dialogue at Mikocheni, Global Peace Foundation Tanzania offices, Mikocheni, Dar es Salaam. So for those who would like to attend, please keep in touch in our social medias. You can visit social medias of UNA Tanzania, Global Peace Tanzania, International Youth Foundation, JNRC. We have Tanzania Youth Vision Association. You can get more opportunities to participate in that activity of the physical dialogue. But all this is to ensure that our voices are heard and young people get to, the community gets to know what young people really want to see and what are they doing to make sure that they create the community they want to see happening. I'm told is Dr. Majaliwa is around. So 1 minute, please, while I'm connecting. You have very, very important thing to share with us. 1 minute.
Naitwa Irene Paul, mwanafunzi wa Chuo Kikuu cha Dar es Salaam. Katika kuelekea katika siku ya kimataifa ya vijana inayoadhimishwa kila tarehe 12 ya mwezi wa 8 kwa mwaka huu, ikiwa na kauli mbiu ya ushiriki na ushirikishaji wa vijana katika maendeleo kwenye masuala ya kijamii, kitaifa na kimataifa. Mimi kama kijana niseme tu kwamba maamuzi ya maisha yanafanywa na wale watu ambao wanaishi katika maisha yao. Hivyo basi vijana wapewe nafasi kufanya maamuzi katika maisha wanayoyaishi kwenye nyanja ya maendeleo, siasa, uchumi na jamii kwa ujumla.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, thank you for the good for your patience. I'm told that the doctor is around, Dr. Majaliwa from United Nations Population Fund. Welcome, Dr. Majaliwa. I'm told you have something to share with us, and this will be our last sharing session. After then, we'll be ending our session. Welcome, Dr. Majaliwa. You have like 5 minutes to share with us. Doctor, are you ready? Dr. Majaliwa, are you in position? Yuko happy.
You see my video? Okay, now it says I'm unmuted. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you, Doctor. Sorry for the inconvenience, and please feel free to talk with young people and feel free to share what you have. This is our last session, and just feel free. Welcome.
Unfortunately, I logged in with the link that was made my name appearing as Arafat, so I think that's the confusion. Lakini nashukuru kwa kupata nafasi hii ya kuzungumza japo kwa kifupi.
Yeah, sure.
Na ningependa katika siku hii ya leo tukielekea kusherehekea siku ya kimataifa ya kijana, kushare na nyinyi new UNFPA corporate strategy. This is the strategy ambayo UNFPA globally is going to be using. The strategy was launched last year in August. It was a soft launch. Kwa hiyo pengine watu wengi hawana taarifa kwamba we have a new strategy. So the strategy is called My Body, My Life, My World, Rights and Choices for All Adolescents and Youth. It's a new strategy that puts young people, particularly their talents, hopes, perspectives, and unique needs at the very center of sustainable development goals. So tumekuja na strategy mpya ambayo inataka kuwaweka vijana katikati ya malengo endelevu ya ulimwengu, lakini pia katikati ya UNFPA 3 transformative results. Kwa wale ambao wanafahamu UNFPA, our new strategic plan inayo malengo matatu makubwa ya kimabadiliko. La kwanza ni kufikia zero unmet need for family planning. La pili ni kufikia zero maternal death. Na lengo la tatu ni kufikia zero gender-based violence and harmful practices. Haya ni malengo makubwa sana, lakini kama taasisi tunaona kwamba ni lazima tujiwekee malengo makubwa, kwa sababu kwa kufanikisha haya mambo matatu.
Sorry, Doctor, to intervene.
Ndio.
So, Doctor, to intervene, can you share with us the presentation?
I don't have a particular presentation, but I'm going to share with Arafat the link to this new strategic document and other related document to the strategy. So there's a strategy, there are infographics, there are material for social media. So I'm going to share all this package with Arafat so that he can share. And maybe wakati wa public dialogue anaweza.
Perfect.
Kwa hivyo strategy hii mpya inatoa vision kama kwa shirika kama UNFPA kusupport juhudi za vijana na kutambua nguvu ambayo vijana wanayo, na kusupport vijana waweze kufanya informed choices kuhusu miili yao na maisha yao, na waweze kushiriki kwenye kubadili dunia. Lakini ni strategy ambayo pia inatoa platform kwa ajili ya communication na visibility with young people, partners, donors na watu wengine. Kama nilivyosema kwamba there are packages ambayo social media packages kuhusiana na hii strategy. Kwa hiyo vijana they can use hizi package kwa ajili ya social media, kushare na vijana wengine, lakini pia kwa ajili ya kuelimishana. Sasa strategy hii imetengenezwa kwenye context ambayo inatambua kwamba vijana leo ndio wako wengi duniani. Inakadiriwa kuna vijana karibu 1.8 billion, na ukifanya kimahesabu ni karibia robo ya ulimwengu wote duniani ni vijana. Na strategy hii imetambua pia kwamba nchi ambazo zina vijana wengi zinayo fursa kubwa sana ya kuchochea maendeleo, hasa kama zitaweka investment za kimkakati kwa vijana. Hii ni ile concept ambayo tunaitaga demographic dividend, kwamba unapokuwa na vijana wengi, kama utawekeza katika maeneo ya elimu, kujenga mazingira kwa vijana kujiajiri, kuwa na sera ambazo zina support uwekezaji kwa vijana, basi kama taifa unaweza kuja kuvuna faida ya kuwa na idadi kubwa ya vijana. Lakini pia strategy hii inatambua kwamba maamuzi ambayo yanafanywa na vijana wakiwa katika umri wa ujana yana madhara makubwa, aidha chanya ama hasi, katika maisha yao ya baadaye. Maamuzi kama vile wakati gani na ni nani kijana atamuoa au ataolewa naye. Maamuzi kama vile ni wakati gani kijana apate watoto na awe na watoto wangapi. Ni wakati gani kijana aamue kuanza kushiriki katika mahusiano ya kingono na afanye mahusiano hayo na nani. Haya ni maamuzi ambayo vijana wanachukua wakiwa bado katika umri wa ujana, miaka 15, 16, 17, 18. Lakini maamuzi haya yanaweza kuwa na madhara aidha chanya ama hasi katika maisha yao ya baadaye. Kwa hiyo strategy hii imeangalia hayo yote na kuja na namna bora zaidi ya kuwawezesha vijana kufanya maamuzi sahihi. Lakini pia imetambua kwamba vijana wanahitaji elimu, hasa elimu ya afya ya uzazi, elimu ya jinsi na ujinsia. Wanahitaji kuwa supported na familia zao, kwa maana ya wazazi, ndugu na jamaa wa karibu, na kuwa na mazingira salama pale wanapoishi, aidha kama ni wazazi wake ama walezi ama ndugu wa karibu. Lakini pia natambua kwamba ni mazingira ya shule, vijana wanapokwenda kupata elimu lazima yawe salama na supportive, lakini lazima kuwe na maeneo ambayo yako dedicated kwa ajili ya vijana, maeneo kama youth friendly centers, safe spaces kwa ajili ya watoto wa kike na kadhalika. Sasa hiyo ilikuwa ni sehemu ya kwanza. Nitaka tukushare na nyie kwamba kuna a new corporate strategy ya vijana imetoka kwa UNFPA. Lakini sasa sehemu ya pili nitaka nigusie kidogo kuhusiana na the theme of the International Youth Day ya mwaka 2020, Youth Engagement for Global Action. Theme ya mwaka huu inajaribu kuangazia namna gani vijana wanashiriki au wanaweza kushiriki katika ngazi ya chini kabisa, at the local level, katika ngazi ya taifa na hata kimataifa, katika kuboresha michakato mbalimbali ya kitaifa na kimataifa, lakini vile vile kuona namna gani juhudi za vijana, watu wanaweza, taasisi na mifumo ambayo inaweza ikajifunza kutoka kwenye juhudi za vijana. Na ningependa nitoe mifano michache namna gani vijana wanashiriki katika global action at the national level, local level na hata kimataifa. Katika presentation ambazo zilizotangulia tumesikia namna gani taasisi mbalimbali zinazoongozwa na vijana ama taasisi ambazo zinafanya kazi na vijana zinaweza kuwashirikisha vijana, kuwafikia vijana katika ngazi ya chini kabisa. Tumesikia mifano, Irene Shengo ametoa mfano Manzese, tumesikia Afrian, Kigoma, na kwenda ndani kabisa katika baadhi ya wilaya. Tumesikia mifano kutoka kwa Arafat wanavyowafikia vijana katika kujenga stadi za kazi na kuajiriwa. Kwa hiyo tayari tunaona kwamba zipo juhudi ambazo vijana wenyewe ama taasisi zinazoongozwa na vijana au taasisi zinazofanya kazi na vijana zinashirikiana na vijana. Lakini pia kwa sasa dunia iko kwenye janga la ugonjwa wa corona, COVID-19. Tumeona jinsi gani vijana ambavyo wameweza kushiriki through social media. Vijana wameweza kuelimisha, vijana wameweza kutoa taarifa sahihi, kuelimisha, kuondoa dhana potofu. Vijana wameshiriki kwenye kutengeneza barakoa, kutengeneza mashine rahisi kwa ajili ya kunawa mikono na kadhalika. Kwa hizi zote ni juhudi za vijana. Sasa tunapoitazama theme ya mwaka huu, ipo haja ya kuhakikisha kwamba juhudi hizi zinakuwa supported. Ili kusudi ziweze kuwa na matokeo makubwa zaidi. Kama vijana wachache wanaweza kufanya kazi katika ngazi ya chini kabisa, kwa mfano Irene Shengo amezungumzia idadi ya vijana waliookolewa na kuweza kuingizwa kwenye elimu. Namna gani juhudi kama hizo zinaweza kuwa supported zikawa kubwa wakafikiwa vijana wengi zaidi. Afrika ameweza kufikia vijana Kigoma, mikoa 9 karibu sasa. Namna gani juhudi kama hizo zinaweza kufanywa zikawa kubwa zaidi kwa nchi nzima. Kwa hiyo hapo sasa ndio inakuja dhana sasa ya vijana kushiriki. Ni lazima vijana washiriki katika ngazi za maamuzi mbalimbali ili kusudi kuweza kuhakikisha kwamba haya mambo tunayotaka yatokee, mambo ambayo vijana wanataka wayaone yakifanyika, yanakuwa sehemu ya majadiliano, yanakuwa sehemu ya mazungumzo katika mipango mbalimbali inayopangwa katika ngazi mbalimbali za maamuzi. Kwa mfano katika afya, kuna kamati za kituo cha afya pale. Kwenye kituo cha afya kunakuwa na kamati ya afya pale. Namna gani vijana wanahakikisha kwamba mawazo yao, nini wanataka waone kituo cha afya kinawafanyia. Wanataka huduma rafiki. Namna gani vijana wanafikisha yale mawazo kwenye kamati na kuleta mabadiliko pale. Katika ngazi ya kata zipo kamati za ukimwi kwa mfano. Vijana wanapata wapi kondom? Je, vijana wanaridhika na namna ambavyo kondom zinapatikana katika maeneo yao? Vijana wanafanyaje kuhakikisha kwamba kwenye kamati ile ya kata ya ukimwi ya kata, World HIV Multisectoral Committee, kamati ile inasikiliza mawazo yao na kuyafanyia kazi. Kwa mimi nitoe wito kwa vijana kuhakikisha kwamba wanashiriki katika ngazi zote za maamuzi kwa kadri inavyowezekana. Na tambua kwamba ziko changamoto katika baadhi ya hizi platforms hazitoi fursa kwa vijana kushiriki. muundo wa hizi kamati mbalimbali hazitoi nafasi kwa vijana kushiriki, kwa maana ya kwamba ile miongozo iliyoziunda haitoi fursa hiyo, au ile fursa inakuwa haiko wazi sana kwa vijana kushiriki. Baadhi ya platforms ziko wazi kabisa kwamba katika kama ni kamati itakuwa na watu wangapi, na kamati hiyo kutakuwa na kijana mmoja, wawili wawakilishi, lakini zingine ziko kimya, na hii inatoa ugumu kwa vijana kushiriki. Sisi kama UNFPA mwaka huu tumedhamiria kufanya utafiti mdogo wa kuangalia namna gani vijana wanashiriki kwenye ngazi mbalimbali za maamuzi, ambapo tumelenga kupitia hizi kamati mbalimbali zilizopo katika ngazi ya halmashauri, kwa hiyo kwenye ngazi ya wilaya, kuangalia miundo ya hizi kamati zimeundwaje, je, zinatoa nafasi ya vijana kushiriki, na kama hazitoi, je, kuna fursa ya kufanya mabadiliko. Na tunatarajia kwamba baada ya utafiti huo utatuwezesha sisi kuja na mkakati wa kuhakikisha kwamba vijana wanapata fursa ya kushiriki kupitia hizi kamati mbalimbali kuanzia ngazi ya halmashauri kwa maana ya wilaya na mpaka na mkoa. Mnatambua kwamba pia tulikuwa tumeanza kushirikiana na Wizara ya Vijana kuhusiana na kuestablish Baraza la Taifa la Vijana. Kumekuwa na changamoto, na kwa sasa mchakato ulipofika huwezi kuendelea kwa sasa, kwa sababu tunajua bunge limeshaahirishwa, kama taifa tunaenda kwenye uchaguzi. Kwa hiyo nadhani swala hili kwa sasa tunatarajia labda baada ya uchaguzi tutahuisha tena mjadala huu na kuona tunaendaje, lakini tayari tulikuwa tumefika mahali ambapo tuko pazuri. Kwa kumalizia, nataka tu nisisitize kwamba vijana kwa maana ya wingi wao na diversity, kwa maana ya kwamba vijana wako wengi, lakini pia kila mmoja ana kitu ambacho analeta, ujuzi kwa maana ya vipaji, elimu, uzoefu tofauti. Kama watapata msaada sahihi kwa maana ya mafunzo, nyenzo, vijana wanaweza kuwa msaada mkubwa sana kwenye mamlaka mbalimbali, kuwezesha mambo mengi kutokea. Jambo la pili ambalo nilikuwa nataka kusisitiza ni kwamba matumizi ya teknolojia. Matumizi ya teknolojia yameongezeka, lakini pia tunatambua kwamba bado katika maeneo ya vijijini matumizi bado ya teknolojia yako chini. Hata hivyo, vijana wengi hasa wa mijini wako connected zaidi kupitia teknolojia, social media platform mbalimbali. Hii ni fursa kubwa sana kwa vijana kutumia fursa hiyo kuelimishana na kujielimisha, kujifunza ndani na nje ya nchi. Leo tumesikia uzoefu wa mwenzetu kutoka Kenya, na naamini kwamba through social media platform, through the use of technology, internet, tunaweza kujifunza, kuendelea kujifunza kutoka kwa nchi za jirani ambazo wengine wamepiga hatua katika baadhi ya maeneo ya ushiriki na ushirikishaji wa vijana. Tunaweza kujifunza kutoka kwao. Nchi nyingi ambazo zinatuzunguka tayari na mabaraza ya vijana, tunaweza tukaanza kujifunza sasa hivi mafanikio ni yapi, lakini changamoto ni zipi. Vile vile sisi wenyewe tumezungumza hapa kwamba kuna changamoto ya vijana waliosoma na ambao hawajasoma, lakini naamini kwamba kama nilivyosema, diversity, the power of diversity, hata wale vijana ambao tunasema hawajasoma wanao ujuzi ambao tunaweza tukajifunza kutoka kwao na wao wakajifunza kwa hao ambao waliosoma. Kwa hiyo tutafute namna ya kubridge hiyo gap, namna gani tunakuja pamoja na kushirikiana. Jambo la mwisho ambalo ndio nitakuwa nimemalizia mazungumzo yangu ni namna ambavyo tunatengeneza miradi ambayo tunataka isaidie vijana. Ni muhimu sana wakati tunatengeneza miradi ambayo tunataka isaidie vijana ku co-create hizi initiative pamoja na wale ambao tunawalenga. Kwa mfano, tunatambua kwamba vijana wanapata changamoto ya kupata huduma rafiki za afya ya uzazi katika vituo vya afya. Lakini hiyo ni dhana ambayo ni ya jumla kwamba hilo ni tatizo, lakini tatizo hilo ukitaka kulitafutia solution, huenda solution yake ikawa ni tofauti. Ukienda Songea ukazungumza na vijana wa Songea, ikawa tofauti ukienda ukazungumza na vijana walioko Unguja, solution ikawa tofauti na ukaenda kuzungumza na vijana walioko Arusha. Kwa hiyo ni muhimu wakati tunafikiria hizi interventions kukaa na wale ambao nadhani ndio walengwa wenyewe, beneficiaries, na kwa pamoja mkalitazama lile tatizo, mkaweza kuelewa wao lile tatizo wanalitazama vipi. You have to understand their world view ya tatizo. Wewe unavyoliona tatizo inaweza kuwa ni tofauti na wao wanavyoliona, lakini pia na wadau wengine ambao utashirikiana nao wanavyoliona lile tatizo. Kwa hiyo haja ya kukaa na walengwa ama beneficiaries na wadau wengine muhimu wakati wa kutengeneza intervention ni muhimu sana. Matatizo ya vijana yanajulikana, lakini solution yake always will never be the same. Kitu ambacho kimefanya kazi vizuri Dar es Salaam huenda kisifanye kazi vizuri Arusha. Kwa hiyo nitoe tu wito kwa taasisi na asasi za vijana na zile zinazoongozwa na vijana ama zile zinazofanya kazi na vijana kuhakikisha kwamba wakati wote vijana wanakuwa at the center of the designing of the intervention. Vijana wawe ndio wanaongoza mchakato mzima wa kuainisha masuluhisho ya matatizo yao. Mwisho niwashukuru sana kwa kunipa nafasi ya kuzungumza. Nishukuru zaidi waandaaji kwa kuweza pia kukutanisha vijana wengi. Najua session imekuwa ndefu, lakini nafikiri tumeenda vizuri. Na nafurahi kuona kwamba mpaka sasa hivi tuna karibu masaa mawili yamepita, bado kuna vijana zaidi ya 20 wanafuatilia. Inaonyesha namna gani vijana wana kiu ya kupata fursa ya kubadilishana mawazo, kupata uzoefu kutoka vijana wenzao na kuona namna gani wanaweza kutatua changamoto zinazowakabili. Asanteni sana.
Thank you very much, Dr. Majaliwa from UNFPA. It was a great pleasure to have you in this discussion. And I believe young people ambao bado wanafuatilia kujadili wamejifunza vitu vingi sana. Sofia Mbeyela is saying in the chat box, is saying that swala la ushirikishwaji, kuweka mazingira rafiki kwa watu wenye ulemavu ni jambo la muhimu ili kuhakikisha kwamba tunatoa fursa pia nao kujifunza kama vile wasiosikia, lakini pia ambao wana matatizo mbalimbali. Kwa hiyo Sofia, we really appreciate that. Can you please say hi then tufunge, kwa sababu najua hatuna watu wenye ulemavu ambao pia wamepata nafasi ya kushiriki. Sofia, useme tu neno moja afu tufunge. Karibu sana Sofia kwa nafasi ya upendeleo.
Hello, mambo.
Poa.
Nimefurahi kujoin na nyinyi japokuwa nimechelewa, lakini kikubwa ambacho niweze tu kuwapongeza vijana wote, na asante pia Dr. Majaliwa kwa presentation nzuri. Kikubwa tu tuendelee kushirikiana na kuweza kutambua hizi changamoto mbalimbali ambazo zinaweza kuwakumba vijana na kuona namna gani makundi yote tunaweza kuzitatua kwa pamoja. Kwa hiyo kikubwa tukifanya kazi kwa umoja na
kuweza kuangalia wote wanapitia changamoto gani, itatusaidia kwetu kuweza kushirikiana kwa pamoja. Asanteni, nawapenda sana. Nawatakia jioni njema.
Thank you very much, Sophia, for your last word. Tunashukuru sana. International Youth Day ni siku kwa ajili ya vijana kutathmini kuhusu changamoto zao, lakini pia jitihada mbalimbali ambazo wanafanya katika kuhakikisha kwamba dunia inakuwa mahali salama zaidi pa kuishi. Ninawatakia heri ya maadhimisho ya siku ya vijana duniani hapo kesho, na ambao watapata nafasi ya kushiriki na sisi katika mjadala wa umma, mjadala physical dialogue hapa Global Peace Mikocheni. Karibuni sana. Kwa niaba ya Global Peace Foundation Tanzania, Africa Asia Youth Foundation, UNA Tanzania, TYVA, Afrian International Youth Foundation na wadau wengine wote ambao tunashirikiana kwenye maandalizi, tunashukuru sana kwa kujiunga na sisi katika mjadala na tunawatakia muda mwema. Kwaherini.